Hey everybody, it's Arian Simone and welcome back to our Fearless Life Tips. Today I want to tell you guys a funny story, but the principle I want to talk to you guys about is just because something is not your fault does not mean that it's not your responsibility. And I really wish that people would grab hold of this. So I was in DC visiting one of my very close and best girlfriends, Jada Jackson, and we went to a restaurant. It was right after I had a speaking engagement there. We go to a restaurant. We're at a Mexican restaurant in the city. And all of a sudden, in the middle of our dining experience, some rat just starts running around on the floor by us. And I'm just like, oh, heck no. We were calm. We did not alert everybody what was going on. We even pulled the manager aside very discreetly and said, you know what? There's a rat over there. It's really gross. And he's running around by our feet. I said, honestly, it really scared the mess out of us. I said, but we didn't scream. We didn't want to alert, your other patrons. We just wanted to handle this with class. She had the nerve, as the manager of this establishment, to tell us that she did not own that rat. Well, who do you think owned the rat, ma'am? At that moment, I knew we were dealing with somebody special. I was like, okay, how are we going to really handle this? Because she's clearly touched. So I said, ma'am, I understand that you may not be the owner of the rat, but this is your establishment, and it's your responsibility that we have a pleasant dining experience. And she gave us all this resistance at first. Luckily, Jada was able to explain to her, you know what? We frequent this place a lot. She said, when my guests come in town, I come here. She said, I'd really like to continue to patronize, your business. But if you're saying that you just don't appreciate my business because you don't own this rat, she said, then we can't come back. So eventually, long story short, she finally started to see where we were coming from. That just because, this was not your fault, this is your responsibility. And she did comp our meals. It just took us a second to get there. I'll give you another example. And really, y'all, this was a fat rat. This was like out of order. This rat should have not been rolling around there at all, unless she wanted to put up a sign and say, hey, you know what? We got sewer issues over here. Some rats may come out. You see yourself at your own risk. But that wasn't the case. But luckily, like I said, thank God, over time, it was resolved. Well, in this example, for example, I sell products and goods all the time. So say I'm selling a mug. Guess what? By the time the person orders the mug, you know what? It may be shattered by the time they receive it. I can't just say, oh, well, when it left me, it was fine. That's the post office's fault. No. Just because something is not my fault doesn't mean that it's not my responsibility. It's my responsibility as the business owner to make sure that mug is in complete shape and complete condition when they receive the product. Hey. Same example, just because something's not my fault, post office probably did it, but it's still my responsibility. So just be mindful of that certain things may happen in your life. They're not your fault, but they're still your responsibility. Hey, if you guys are enjoying all of my Fearless Life Tips, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also check out my blog at ariansimone.com.